ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your DAV National Adjutant, Marc Burgess.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you, everybody. I am honored and humbled to serve as your National Adjutant. As you can well understand, this last year has been one of growth and challenge. We've been entrusted with the incredible legacy of DAV, and no matter the obstacles we face, our purpose, our mission do not change, nor does our commitment waver. It is that commitment that has cemented our place among veterans advocates and our body of work that has earned a reputation as a strong and influential advocate for veterans' rights. Our reputation has been forged through the commitment of our members, our camaraderie, and our dedication to service. It demands that we strive even harder in helping those who served to overcome obstacles as they reclaim their lives after service. Now it's time to give you all a brief highlight of DAV's last 12 months of service and advocacy. This has been an incredible year of growth for our organization, and it's one that we can all be proud of to have been a part of. With that, let the show begin. We began our 94th year last August with the selection of our national officers, highlighted by the election by acclamation of National Commander Joseph Johnston. A combat wounded veteran of both the Vietnam and Gulf Wars, the State of Ohio Veterans Hall of Famer has brought a tremendous wealth of knowledge and dedication to this position. Known for his passion and devotion to veterans' causes, Joe led the grassroots efforts this year to ignite our membership in a rally around our top legislative priorities, namely advance appropriations for the entire Veterans Affairs budget. Over the past few months, the business of veterans advocacy has been given a major shot of adrenaline as deeply rooted problems within the VA healthcare system came to the surface.
New details in the Veterans Hospital crisis.
Outrage over delays in life-saving care.
Shocking claims suggest 40 vets died while waiting for medical care.
As new information unfolded, former VA Secretary Eric Shinseki made the decision to resign, stepping aside in May to allow new leaders to begin righting the ship.
And I know all of you will have an outstanding partner and secretary in my choice to lead the VA going forward. One of our nation's most accomplished business leaders and managers, Robert McDonald.
This past October, disabled veterans' benefits were mere days away from being halted. Doors to VA facilities were closed, and many veterans were kept from filing new claims. From the top down, our national, chapter, and department service officers and volunteers made sure DAV stayed open for business across the country. All the while, our legislative team made sure lawmakers in Washington heard our message loud and clear. Veterans are not to be used as pawns in your political battle. As such, our Midwinter Conference took on a new shape and meaning as we began a campaign to promote advance appropriations for the VA budget.
We need everyone here today to let Congress know that today must be the day that they keep the promise.
Prior to National Commander Johnston's testimony before the House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committees, hundreds of DAV and auxiliary members and supporters and other service organizations joined him in front of the Capitol building for DAV's Operation Keep the Promise rally. Thousands more veterans and supporters took part in our campaign online and by calling their members of Congress to promote the Putting Veterans Funding First Act and the passage of advance appropriations. DAV has also remained focused on issues affecting women veterans. We announced this year an upcoming comprehensive study on women veterans transition issues in conjunction with the Charitable Service Trust-sponsored Capitol Hill screening of the documentary Journey to Normal, which focuses on women's transition issues. The results of this study, highlighted alongside the film, will help us guide the conversation about the needs of this population of veterans and lead us to better ways to aid their transition, their physical and mental health recovery, and their search for employment and housing. As these are the areas where women veterans are hardest hit, we anticipate the study results will help us craft legislation that addresses the most pressing needs of this population. Caregivers have also been one of our highest priorities, as a large portion of veterans and their caregivers are excluded from receiving much-needed VA benefits. Those veterans who were injured or fell ill prior to September 11, 2001 are considered ineligible for benefits under the VA Comprehensive Assistance for Family Caregivers Program. DAV knows caregivers are one of the most valuable resources in the well-being of injured and ill veterans, and their efforts are often more effective and cost-efficient for the VA. We believe they deserve the same coverage, no matter the service era of the veteran, and we will continue to champion change to the eligibility. This year, we surveyed veterans and caregivers directly to ask how these benefits would change their quality of life. And based on their testimonials, we continue to promote legislation that would make the system more inclusive and more efficient for recipients. On the tails of our rebranding, new logo, and website design, we have also modernized the way we widen our member base. This year, we launched a digital membership campaign specifically aimed at urging veterans to join DAV. As a result, we chartered more than 39 million views across the span of our digital media outlets, and our membership campaign contributed tens of thousands of views to the Join DAV webpage. At the close of the membership year, DAV was more than 14,000 members beyond our 2013-2014 goal, and at the fastest rate in our organization's history. And for the second year in a row, all departments have met or exceeded their recruiting goals, as have 90% of local chapters. This year, through the DAV Charitable Service Trust, more than $24 million in grants was awarded to organizations that provide a wide variety of services directly to veterans at the local level. For instance, the Trust's support of homeless veterans facilities is helping reduce the number of our brothers and sisters living on the streets of our nation. Just a decade ago, the number of homeless veterans exceeded 250,000. The most recent VA survey estimates the number of homeless veterans has dipped about 24% since last year. Also through Trust grant support, Harvard Law School has initiated a Veterans Law Clinic to provide assistance to needy veterans in the school's geographic region, with plans to expand the services of the clinic even further. The Trust continued to provide rehabilitative sports opportunities in partnership with the USA Warriors Ice Hockey Program. This year, with expanded support by the Trust, DAV and the Warriors co-hosted sled hockey clinics in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. Thanks to our combined efforts with the support of the DAV Department of Ohio, a new program, the Ohio Ice Warriors Program, has been established under the Warriors umbrella to open up the sport to even more veterans in the Midwest. The Trust has supported dozens of other notable organizations over the past year to provide veterans with recreational and unique rehabilitative therapy, job skill and reintegration support, medical and dental treatments, emergency relief funding, safe housing, and service and emotional support animal therapy. As of this June, the CST had contributed to 57 remarkable programs, all critical in expanding the local services and support available to veterans and their families. The year was not without its tragedies. When disasters struck in places like Oklahoma, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Alabama, Arkansas, and Mississippi, DAV and the auxiliary were on the scene to help injured and ill veterans whose lives and livelihood were devastated by these forces of nature. NSOs were quickly dispatched to provide emergency assistance alongside department, chapter, and unit volunteers, distributing disaster aid vouchers, helping clear property and remove storm debris, and in many cases, just being a friend to lean on in troubled times. In the fall of 2013, we launched the first ever DAV 5K in downtown Cincinnati. Thousands of participants came to run, walk, ride, and roll through the city streets to honor veterans. This year, the DAV 5K will expand, with races scheduled for both Cincinnati and San Diego during Veterans Day weekend.
We're here today because we want to honor those veterans, bring attention to them and their needs, and show exactly how much we appreciate veterans across this great country of ours.
After great initial success, our plan is to expand to one new city each year. And the running spirit is catching on across the rest of the country as Team DAV members, veterans, military personnel, family members, and supporters trained and raced 26.2 miles together at the Marine Corps Marathon in October. Now, members have represented Team DAV at races in Tennessee, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, at the Boston Marathon, and soon at the International Detroit Free Press Marathon.
It's the Hollywood Christmas Parade.
In the month of December, DAV received a unique salute from Tinseltown as National Commander Johnston and other DAV members took part in the annual Hollywood Christmas Parade.
For the past 92 years, the DAV's mission's been exactly the same. We take care of the men and women who served and ensure that they receive all the benefits to which they're entitled.
The special was broadcast throughout the month in the holiday lineups of networks on more than 300 stations nationally. Throughout the special, DAV's core programs and services were featured to bring awareness to the free assistance DAV offers and the importance of our mission.
Superman.
One of the biggest and most exciting changes within DAV this past year has been the creation of the Employment Department. With the high number of military personnel set to leave active duty over the next several years, the need for quality employment opportunities is rapidly growing. The creation of this department will help ensure we are meeting those needs and helping our veterans with the most important elements of a successful transition, securing both benefits and health care as well as gainful employment. As part of our growing employment initiative, we have entered into a partnership with Recruit Military, the nation's leading full-service veteran recruitment company. Over the next few years, more than 65 DAV Recruit Military all-veteran career fairs will be held annually in more than 35 cities to assist all those who have served and their spouses. Our continued partnership with Golden Corral Restaurants on Military Appreciation Monday last November topped $1 million in public donations to DAV chapters and departments. This remarkably successful program is a testament to the public's respect, gratitude, and admiration for the nation's veterans. And our support of Camp Corral through DAV's Just Be Kids scholarship continues giving the children of fallen and injured veterans a free week at camp throughout the nation. This summer, more than 200 kids were able to attend thanks to DAV support. And the auxiliaries DAVA for Kids has helped fund transportation expenses so more children can enjoy the Camp Corral experience. And this year, DAV has brought mobile service offices to campus in order to better serve the student veteran population. NSOs have visited dozens of college campuses with many more to come. Commanders Johnston and Miller joined hundreds of participants at this year's National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic in Snowmass Village, Colorado. Veterans and service members, ill or injured as a result of their service, tested their mettle at adaptive sports like skiing and snowboarding, kayaking, sled hockey, rock climbing, and curling. Our 2014 Freedom Award recipient, Army veteran and DAV member Patrick Ziegler, was the embodiment of courage and resilience. Having survived 4 gunshot wounds during the 2009 shooting at Fort Hood, Texas, he remained focused and steadfast at the clinic when news of the second shooting hit the airwaves. For the first time since his injuries at Fort Hood, Patrick was able to ski and take part in a number of other adaptive sports activities. As you know, our top leadership went through a period of transition in 2013, and I'm pleased to say that the first year with the new staff in place has been as smooth, seamless, and productive as we could have hoped for. The DAV mission of hope, as created and intended by our founders, is realized each day throughout our program services. Our staff has yielded great success, harnessing enthusiasm, creativity, and professionalism to face the challenges of this fluid operating environment. DAV has experienced a great energy over the last year as our talented core of members, volunteers, and employees harness fresh ideas and new ways to engage veterans and the American public. Our fraternal leadership and the level of hands-on engagement they bring to this organization continue to make DAV stand out among veteran service organizations. It is along with that support from our members, chapters, and departments that this new year will yield yet another significant achievement for injured and ill veterans. DAV is the single most significant financial supporter of the American Veterans Disabled for Life Memorial, a memorial that for the first time pays tribute to some of our most courageous heroes, our disabled veterans. The memorial celebrates those men and women who may be broken in body, but never in spirit. After a 16-year process, construction is near completion and the dedication scheduled for October 5th, 2014. As we move into the next year, we have much to look forward to, and I know we do so with a great team driving our most important issues and initiatives on behalf of America's veterans. I think we can all agree that this has been another spectacular year for DAV and for the men, women, and families that we serve. There have been some big moments for this organization, and no doubt there are many more to come. But none of it would have been possible without the continued dedication and hard work you all contribute on a daily basis. It's those day-to-day moments that help us create a year of exemplary service to veterans. Thank you for all you do. It is most important, I think, to look at these images and reflect on the heart of what it expresses, the heart of DAV. The backbone of what we are able to do lies in the men and women in the field who make our services and mission of hope possible. It is because of that dedication that we've been able to represent more than 330,000 benefit claims for veterans and their families in the past year. It is because of that commitment that nearly 1 million veterans have entrusted us with their powers of attorney for those claims. No other veteran service organization will come close to that in our lifetimes, and that's an enviable record that we should all be exceptionally proud of. But we want to raise the bar. Through the continued training and hard work of our chapter, department, transition, and national service officers, we can continue to improve and build a legacy of hope that empowers and enables veterans to enjoy the American dream they fought to defend. They are the best because they have an unmatched commitment to veterans, and we will continue to give them the tools and education they need to operate at their absolute peak. If you're a service officer, please stand up and let us all give you a big round of applause. DAV is also a leader in the realm of veterans advocacy. We garner tremendous respect among lawmakers, their staff members, as well as the leaders within VA that we work with day in and day out in Washington. This is a credit not only to the professionalism and experience of our staff, but our expertise in veterans affairs and the strength of our grassroots advocacy network. We work hard to keep our members well informed about veterans issues, and when we ask for you to support, we find you are eager to lend it. Your continued active engagement in these grassroots efforts will ensure DAV remains a powerful voice for veterans. And let us never forget, as you saw in the video, our true north always points back to veterans and their families. At the department and chapter levels all across the country, our members are touching lives through their volunteer efforts. It could be serving as a volunteer driver through the DAV Transportation Network, voluntary time to visit injured and ill veterans at VA hospitals or nursing homes, or just lending a hand to those in the local community. We see this spirit of compassion, of giving, and veterans serving veterans, and it's a heartwarming inspiration to us all. Clearly, DAV nationwide is on the move. And every day I see the reports in the media, and our stories are being told. Stories like those in Chapter 16 in North Carolina, whose active members are developing community partnerships to address and prevent homelessness. Or Chapter 12 in San Bernardino, California, who partners with Home Depot to improve living conditions for needy veterans and builds gardens in their community to bring them together and provide creative rehabilitation. And Chapter 2 in Youngstown, Ohio, where veterans are teaming up with other charities to provide a mobile food pantry for veterans in need. The stories come in daily, and they only cover a fraction of the great initiatives that are making DAV a household name in communities nationwide. I try to reach out and thank you when I hear of these great reports, but I know I'm missing a few. So thank you. Thank you all. We have departments trying and new and innovative programs based on need and stepping up in times of natural disasters to ensure our own are not left behind. If you volunteer for DAV or the auxiliary in any capacity, please stand up to be recognized and recognize your fellow heroes who make our organization work. Volunteers, please stand. We recognize that there are core areas we need to maintain and strategic areas where we need to build. It is a great tragedy that it cost more than 6,000 lives in recent wars and a miscarriage of justice to our Vietnam veterans to change the American public's views on veterans. Little can remind us more of that sacrifice than the Always Lost exhibit that joins us here at our convention. The fight to care for he who shall have borne the battle, his widow and orphan, and to separate the war from the warrior has come at a heavy price to you in this room. Over the course of the last 9 decades, DAV has seen the public's affinity for its veterans ebb and flow. We've seen the parades, we've seen every kind of homecoming one could imagine. And now, with the perspective of history on our side, we can see many different roads this relationship could take in the coming years. It can change. It will change. Though the public may be, by and large, ready to send their young off to war, they rarely consider the full cost of the battle. When the shooting stops, so does much of the attention paid to the warrior whose battle toward recovery can last a lifetime. Now is a time when we must harness the patriotism shared by our public and build a relationship with the American people that turns the moment's goodwill into an enduring future of compassion and advocacy for those who've served. I'm humbled to be among you and serve as your national adjutant. And while I couldn't be more proud of our accomplishments, I know it's the hard work of the many in this hall and the many more you represent who made it possible. I'd also like to recognize my staff. With feedback and support from our membership, we've challenged our team members for several years now to take DAV to a new level, and we've made tremendous strides this year. I'm blessed to have, as heads of every department, and under the superb leadership of Executive Directors Barry Jesenowski and Gary Augustine, innovative and strategic leaders. They are finding new solutions to serve our core functions and support the folks in the field who make things work. At every level, at every office and headquarters, we're blessed to have professionals who understand the importance of our mission and respond with dedication and passion. Thank you for the opportunity you have given me to serve. And thank you, Commander, for your leadership, your guidance, and your friendship. This concludes my report.